राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे, जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय निताय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। एवं विष्णुपाद परम सुप्रविराज आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्, नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा। हाँ को रंगमय, अच्छा ठीक है। हाँ कौन माताजी? माइक माइक नहीं दी तो अच्छा है। So we'll start fifth canto. So We have 2 months. We'll try to finish 2 cantos. 1 month, 1 canto. It's really challenging. And I request all of you to cooperate with me for having class on Saturdays, because we have less number of days. Saturday also we should use. And also sometimes, yeah, most of the days, 3 hours we try to take, and maximum one chapter in the fifth canto. Every day one chapter we can finish. Not first chapter, but apart from these other chapters, daily one chapter we try to finish. So okay, so I need all of your cooperation. Otherwise, it's very difficult to finish the syllabus, and we are reaching. So we already spent a lot of time, and yes, still we have 2 cantos. It's a bit challenging, and also very important cantos. Lot a lot discussion is also there, and still we should balance that and also maintain the time somehow. Okay. Yeah, I'll see if Kanai Krishna comes, then I will give. Otherwise, okay, I will take, because now in this summer nobody is going to come here. It's very hard, and people will leave from here. Nobody will come, and especially in May, June, it's difficult to get teachers in Vrindavan, Govardhan. Nobody will be there. So okay. So without wasting our time, so I will be starting my discussion today. We'll try to reach at least 16 to 20 slokas. So today and tomorrow we'll finish the chapter. Total 41 slokas are there. But one day 41 is impossible. It's very difficult. Okay. Rajo Vacha Priyavrato Bhagavata Atma Rama Katham Mune Gruhe Ramata Yanmulaha Karma Bandha Parabhavaha. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, O great sage, why did King Priyavrata, who was a great self-realized devotee of the Lord, remain in household life, which is the root cause of the bondage of karma, so, and which defeats the mission of human life? So Parikshit is asking this question: why Priyavrata entered into Gruhastha life? This is the question. But you know, all of you, in the previous canto, in the last chapter, 31st chapter, 4th canto, 31st chapter, we all heard so about the Privrata. That's a sloka number 431, 27, 26. So 26 and 27 especially. In 27 it is said that Yo naradada atma vidyam adhigamya punarmahim bhuktva vibhajya putrebhya aishwaryam samagat padam. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling about Priyavrata in the previous chapter. So Narada, Priyavrata learned Atma Vidya, that means spiritual science, from Narada. After learning this, he entered into Grihastha life. Punar Mahim Bhuktva, entered into Grihastha life, and he ruled this entire planet. And he divided this earth planet, and he distributed to his sons. Then after that, he went back to Godhead. So now Acharyas are meditating on this. That means Raja Parikshit is also having the question, and our Acharyas are elaborating that. So what is the main point here? After getting the Atma Vidya,
Why one is entering into the Grihastha life? Because Grihastha life is cause for the karma bandha, cause for the bondage. So, and also parabhavaha. By this, once once the mission, that means the spiritual mission, will be defeated. This is the meaning of first sloka. Hmm? Yes. Just for your information, you all of you having the book anyway. That's Subodhini. In this, yes, the things are explained. That's a chapter distribution. Chapter distribution is explained in that or not? In Subodhini? How the chapters are categorized? Book you have? Give me. Very good. Fourth category. So in this fifth canto, how the chapters are distributed? So are being explained by this Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. First three chapters are telling about Privrata, Agnidra, and Nabi. The history of Privrata, Agnidra, and Nabi. These are the Privrata's son is Agnidra, Agnidra's son is Nabi. Then after that, next three chapters telling about Rishabhadev. Then after that, next 8 chapters discussing about Bharata Maharaj. Then after that, last, that means 15th chapter, we'll be telling about Gaya, Gayopakyanam. Okay, 3 plus. अच्छा ये क्या है? Clips. Soft copy. Okay, soft copy. Chaturbi, next. Okay, 15 chapters are over. Next 4 chapters telling about the Jambu Dweep. Then after that, 1 chapter is telling about the Jyotish Chakra. That means the location of the stars and the Jyotirmandal actually, which is there in the, you will be studying in the cosmology, that Jyotish Chakra. Next 2 chapters telling about the abode of Dhruva. And after that, 1 chapter telling about Suryadaha, the lower portion of the Surya, and 2 chapters telling about Ashesha Sthanam, that means Suryadaha Ashesha Sthanam Uchyate. So the lower portion of the sun. Next 1 chapter is telling about the Naraka. So like this, 50 canto is distributed. What is the subject matter of 5th canto? That means Atra Sargo Visargasthanam Poshanamutaiha. So in like this, we have 10 characteristics of Mahapurana. In that 10 characteristics, the Sthanam is discussed in the 5th canto. What is the Sthanam? Sthanam means what? Atra Sargo Visargasthanam Poshanamutaiha. Sthanam means what we learned in previously. Can anyone say Sthanam? Okay. Sthanam means Sthiti. Sthitir Vaikunta Vijayaha. That means how to maintain this material nature. That means maintaining the every padartha, its properties. Who is doing Vishnu's duty is this is through the devatas, he is maintaining the whole universe so that every object is following its respective characteristics. Example, if you take water, water has to maintain its property. What is the property of water? It is liquid and it is quenching the thirst. This is the property of the water. So this is happening or not? So how it is happening? Because it is maintained. All the planets are revolving in its their position. Why? Because they are all maintained. So that's why sthanam means maintenance. That means maintenance by the Supreme Lord through the demigods. Devadibihi palanam uchyate. Atra sthanam tacha devadibihi palanam. That is the how to maintain this entire universe through the devatas. This is being explained. So that means devatas are maintaining. They are ruling. They are ruling the all the planets. We have 3 planets. One is the Swarga, Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. That means Bhuloka. So actually, otherwise you can say Bhu and upper planets, upper to the Bhuloka and lower planets to the Bhuloka. Like this also you can categorize. So upper to the Bhuloka, who reside? Devatas they reside. And in Bhuloka, who reside? Manushya. That means Nara. And in the lower to the Bhuloka, who resides? Asuras. So that means maintaining or ruling all these inhabitants in these 3 regions of the universe. So is done by the Devatas, and this is known as Sthanam. Atratu Pradame. That means in the first chapter, what we are going to discuss. In the first chapter, Atratu Pratame Brahma Giram Sammanayan Vyadhat Rajyam Priyavrataha Paschat Virajya Avapa Madhavam. So to respect Brahmaji's instruction, Priyavrata so take up ruling of this entire universe, entire earth planet, not universe, earth planet. And after that, he left that and he got the once again Madhavam Avapa. He went back to the back to Godhead. So this we are going to discuss in this chapter. Vamsham Priyavratasyapi Nibodha Nrupasattama. This is 26 sloka. 26 sloka of, I think. So who is asking this? This is asked by I think Vidura. Vidura is asking to Maitreya. Yo naradadatma vidyam adhigamya punarmahim bhuktva vibhajya putrebhyo aishwaryam samagat padam. So in this chapter, so we are going to see in the first chapter mainly. So the conversation between the Priyavrata and Brahmaji. And Brahmaji is trying to convince him to accept the Grihastha life. This is the point we are going to discuss. Okay. So now first sloka's explanation. Iti purvaskandhante Priyavratasya prathamam atmaramatvam tataha vishayabhogah iti srutva vismitaha pruchyati Priyavrata iti. Parikshit Maharaj was hearing from the Sukadeva Goswami. So what he heard in the 4th chapter, he heard that already Priyavrata is Atmaram. He is dwelling in his own self. But still he went to Grihastha life. Grihastha life means in generally what is understanding, enjoying the material sense objects. So then by hearing this, he got some surprise. Why he entered into the Grihastha life? Vismitaha pruchyati Priyavrata iti. And Bhagavata iti Atmaramatvapi Bhavan iva ati vishishtah ityartaha. So one more point he said, King Parikshit is saying that Bhagavataha. He is saying Priyavrata as Bhagavataha. That means, of course, he is Atmarama like you, but you are also special Atmarama. Sukadeva Goswami is special Atmarama or not? So you are also very special Atmarama because you are not only simply Atmarama, but you are also Bhagavat. Similarly, Priyavrata is also like you. He is also Atmarama and is also Bhagavat. This is the meaning. Yan Mulaha. So the another point is what? Gruha Sakti Hetuka. Household life is cause for the bondage of the karma. And not only this, because of that bondage with the karma, what will happen? So, Suddha Jivasya Parabhava Pradhatvat. That means Parabhavaha. That means self-realization will be out. One will not able to act on his in pure consciousness. So this is the explanation of the first sloka. In the fourth canto, Srila Sukadeva Goswami explains that Narada Muni perfectly instructed King Priyavrata about the mission of human life. The mission of human life is to realize oneself and then gradually to go back home, back to head. Since Narada Muni instructed the king fully on this subject, why did he again enter household life? Which is the main cause of material bondage. So Maharaj Parikshit was greatly astonished that the king Priyavrata remained in household life, especially since he was not only a self-realized soul but also a first-class devotee of the Lord. A devotee actually has no attraction for household life, but surprisingly, the king Priyavrata enjoyed household life very much. One may argue, why is it wrong to enjoy household life? This is the point, the main discussion. Here in the next paragraph, it is explained Bhagavata Atmaramaha are very significant. So, like Sukadeva Goswami is also Atmaram and he is Bhagavat. There are different types of satisfaction. So, karmis are satisfied in the fruitive activities, jnanis are satisfied to merge into the self effulgence of Brahman, and devotees are satisfied to engage in the Lord's service. The Lord is self satisfied because he is fully opulent, and who is so satisfied by serving him is called Bhagavat Atmarama. So the next third word, this another word is there in the sloka Parabhavaha. Parabhavaha means, so what is the meaning of Parabhava? This verse also, when one is satisfied in family life, he is doomed because he must already have forgotten his relationship with the Lord. That means forgetting his own self is known as here Parabhavaha. By entering into Grihastha life, what will happen? One will be entangled with the fruitive activities, karma. And then after that, what will happen? One will be so forgetting his own self. This is going to happen. So that is the point. Why then he entered into the Grihastha life? Being already Atmaram. Nanunam mukta sanganam tadrushanam dvijarshaba gruheshvabhiniveshoyam pumsam bhavitumarhati. Translation: devotees are certainly liberated persons. Therefore, O greatest of the Brahmanas, they cannot possibly be absorbed in family affairs. Bhagavat Tattve Sati Anyatra Asaktir Na Sambhavati Ityaha. No. So, what is the condition of the Priyavrat? He is Atmaram and also he is Bhagavat. These two. Bhagavat means completely, he is Ananya Bhakta. Always he is engaged in the pure devotional service. So he is with the Narada Muni and he is getting the such a devotional association. And such a person, why he entered? Generally, devotees are Mukta Sanganam. They are completely detached from the material affairs. So then such a person, why he entered? Gruheshu Abhiniveshaha. Okay. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that by executing devotional service to the Lord, one can understand transcendental position of the living being and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be understood by any means except bhakti. Bhaktya aham ekaya grahya. Okay. One can know Supreme Lord by the bhakti. Attachment for family affairs, the last but third line. Family life and devotional service are incompatible. Both will not go together. Either attachment for the Lord or otherwise attachment to the material objects. Both you cannot maintain. That's not possible. So then how? Then why he entered? Being such a pure devotee of the Lord, why he entered? Tell me. So therefore, Maharaj Parishit was somewhat surprised to hear that Maharaj Priyavrat was simultaneously attached to devotional service and to family life. Next. Mahatam kalu viprarshe uttama sloka padayo chaya nirvrata chittanam na kutumbe spruhamatihi. Elevated Mahatmas who have taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are fully satiated by the shade of those lotus feet. Their consciousness cannot possibly become attached to family members. So, Bhagavatya hetumaha. Why one will be attached to the Lord? Hetumaha mahatamiti. What is the reason? Why one can get the attachment to the Lord? What is the reason? The reason is because of chaya. Chaya means the shadow. Shadow of what? Shadow of the lotus feet of the Lord. And that chaya generally in the summer season, shadow, we always look for the shadow to save ourselves from the heat of the sun. Similarly, the shadow of the lotus feet of the Lord is protecting us, from the heat of this samsara. That's why chaya means here what? Samsara santapa nivartika. Which this shadow so takes away the heat of samsara. So taya iti tesham chittam sada bhagavat charananugami iti dhyanam uktam bhavati. Thus, these devotees of the Lord always following that lotus feet. That means following the lotus feet means what? They are always meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. So spruha seva matir seva matihi. They are always spruha matihi means seva matihi. They are always doing the service. Consciousness with the service consciousness. So such a people, then why he is entered into Grihastha life? So this is the point. Sri Narottam Das Thakur has sung Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shishutala Ye Chayaya Jagat Judaya. He describes the shadow of the lotus feet of the Lord Nityananda as being so nice and cooling that all materialistic who are always in blazing fire of material activities may come under the shadow of his lotus feet and be fully relieved and satiated. So leaving that, and why he is entering into the family life. That is next. Samshayoyam mahan brahman dara gara sutadishu saktasya yat siddhir abhut krishne chamatirachyuta. The king continued, O great Brahmana, this is my great doubt. How was it possible for a person like King Priyavrata, who was so attached to wife, children, and home, to achieve the topmost infallible perfection in Krishna consciousness? Next, Samshayo Ayam, he is expressing his question. Bhavatu va katanchit aparadavashat kintu tatrapi tasya siddhihi Krishna saktischa na chuta iti katham. So, who is doing perfectly devotion and he is entering into the Grihastha life means, then what is the reason? What can be the reason? Tell me. What can be the reason? Why generally brahmacharis who are doing the devotion and enter into the Grihastha life? What is the reason? Why they enter? Why they enter? Explain. So why generally people enter? He is nicely situated in the Krishna consciousness and knowing that everything is illusion and all this material life is not really a so needed thing for one to progress in this self-realization in the Krishna consciousness. Then why one enters? What we should understand? Bhavagrahi, what you are saying? Because of some अपराध. अच्छा आंसर देख लिए उधर. कश्चित अपराध वशात भवतु, maybe because of some offense here अपराध वशात किंतु तत्रापि तस्य सिद्धिः कृष्णासक्तिश्च न च्युत इति कथम. So here Parishit question is, of course because of some offense he might have entered into so grihastha life, okay, but still how he is not deviated from the from the Krishna, from the worship of Krishna, or otherwise attachment to the Krishna. How it is possible? Because of some that means he didn't get the attachment to the material life. No, he still followed the Krishna only. Why? How it is? Katham Krishna asaktischa nachuta. And also he became perfect. What happened in the case of Privrata? Privrata successfully, after Grihastha life, he went back to the Godhead and he didn't so get affected by this life, Grihastha life. And his attachment for Krishna is not fallen. He continued nicely his devotion. So generally because of some offense, he might have entered into Grihastha life, but so how he is, that means he is not deviated from the Krishna consciousness. How he got the success is the another question actually. Tasya siddhihi Krishna saktischa nachuta. Katham, how it is possible? Brahmananda, Brahmanandaraga, Agara. वो ब्रह्मन आनंद रागार सुतादिषु सक्तस्य यत् सिद्धिर अभूत कृष्णे च मतिर अच्युता. There are two things. Family life means what? Wife, children, money, so much enjoyment, this kind of enjoyment, that kind of enjoyment. So whoever is entering into that automatically, they will get attachment for the family things and material things, and so automatically their bhakti will be slackened and finally they will be out. So they will not get any success in their end of their life. This is general so opinion. So then that's why Parikshit is asking why it is not happened in his case. First of all, why he entered, and after entering also, why he is not affected by these things, wife, children, and so on. So okay, these are the various questions asked by the so Parikshit. Question bank question is there or not? No question na? अच्छा ओ बोलिए दे देंगे, एक हफ्ता टाइम दे दो. एकदम दिमाग से हट गए. वाह, लिखो क्वेश्चन लिखो, आंसर भी लिख दीजिए. So write down the questions asked by Parishit Maharaj about Privrata Maharaj. Okay, so you should just write this. So just how many marks? 4 marks. 3 marks. Okay, 3 marks. Okay, this is the question. You all know the answer that. Okay, whatever we discussed, you write. Next, chalo. Fifth. Sri Sukavacha. Then now we'll hear the reply. बाणमुक्तं भगवता उत्तमश्लोकस्य श्रीमच्चरणारविन्दमकरन्दरस आवेशितचेतसो भागवतपरमहंस दयितकथां किञ्चित् अन्तरायविहतां स्वां शिवतमां पदवीं न प्रायेण हिन्वन्ति. This gadya actually, you cannot sing this. If you want Padya only we can sing. Gadya is not having any chanda. Without chanda, no singing. Only reading. That's all. So Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, what you have said is correct. The glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised in eloquent transcendental verses by such exalted personalities as Brahma, are very pleasing to great devotees and liberated persons. One who is attached to the nectarian honey of Lord's lotus feet and whose mind is always absorbed in his glories may sometimes be checked by some impediment, but he still never gives up exalted position he has acquired. So what Sukadeva Goswami is saying, how he is replying for this? Yeah, first of all, he is accepting what Parikshit said. Yes, Atmaram, being Atmaram, so he is entering into the Grihastha life. It's really surprising, yes. Usually it will never happen. And also, there is a one more point. So that is that point is, so he didn't get any attachment for that. He got the success. So he accepted whatever Sukadeva Parikshit said. And now, after that, he is replying, Atma Ramasya Gruharamata Gruharamata Gruhasaktasya cha Krishna Saktir Ityubhe na Sambhavati iti Satyameva. What is the Parikshit's main point? How it is possible? He is also, so Atmaram, that means fully, Bhagavat he is, fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And also Grihasaktaha, that means maintaining the family and family affairs, having the attachment for family. Both are contradictory. Grihasakti, Krishna Sakti, both are at a time not possible actually. So Sambhavati Eva, that is true. Is it possible? So you are also nicely doing your bhakti and also you are nicely attached to your family. Wife, children, it's not possible. It's very difficult. Difficult means it's impossible, not difficult, it's impossible. Either Maya or otherwise, either, so bhakti, either of one will be only staying with us. Sambhavati iti satyameva tadapi ati mahatam durvitarkya charitanam kwapi kadachit ki vishayasakti stoya na vishwasaniya ityaha. So a good commentary here it is. So tadapi ati mahatam durvitarkya charitanam kwapi kadachit ki vishayasakti toya na vishwasaniya. So that's why what Sukadeva Goswami is saying, first of all, Parikshit, first of all, don't think that Priyavrata got the attachment for the family life. They are all very exalted souls and their history is very difficult to understand. Whatever the past tense they had, they are very difficult to, they are so very inconceivable. They are very inconceivable. Just you should not say that, oh, Pariyavrata also got the material attachment. Don't offend him. It's offense. You cannot conclude like that. He got the material attachment. Kapi kadachit ki vishasakti stoya. And also you should not believe in that. Pariyavrata got the attachment for the family life. No. So it विश्वसनीय इत्याह भगवतः इति आवेश चेतसः जनाः भागवती भगवतः संबंधिनी च असौ परमहंसानां दयता प्रियतमा च या कथा तां किंचित मात्रेण अंतरायेण विघ्नेन विहतां स्थगिती कृतां न प्रायेण हिन्वन्ति न त्यजन्ति. Priyavrata's heart is fully absorbed in Lord, and so they are always very much eager to hear the Lord's pastimes. And tam kinchit matrena antarayena vignena vihatam stagati krutam na prayena hinvanti. So maybe for time being, if they may get the obstacle in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, but they never leave that path. They never leave of hearing the pastimes of the Lord. Natyajanti. Kedrushim swam shivatamam padavim iti tat katha eva bhaktanam padavim swa padavim sukhamaya vartma tayaiva gamyaha bhagavan ityartaha. So that means this is very auspicious path. Hearing the Krishna's pastimes is a auspicious path. Padavim iti tat kathaiva bhaktanam padavi. So Krishna's pastimes are only the ultimate path. Tayaiva gamyaha. So through that only one can reach the Supreme Lord. Tayaiva gamyaha bhagavan. Nanu tvaya abhigupta vicharanti nirbhayaha vinayakani karmas vinayakana kanikam kanikapa murdhasu vinayakani kapamurdhasu prabho ityaduktehe bhaktanam antarayah nastyeva. So now we can see from the Bhagavatam, devotees are not getting any obstacles, because even if they get obstacles, on the heads of those obstacles they put their step and they will climb even further. No, but Sukadeva Goswami is saying that devotees, they get sometimes vigna, obstacles, like some obstacles. So for time being, they may get some obstacles, and even they get obstacles, but they don't leave the path, but they can get some obstacles, like that he said. Then, so what is the answer for this then? Devotees, they don't get obstacles. They put on the heads of the obstacles and they climb even further. Yeah. Then Sukadeva Goswami is saying that yes, that is true. Kala karmadi hetukah asau nastyeva kintu antarayahi bhaktanam dvidaha. So here the obstacles to the devotees are, so what here he is saying, whatever obstacle here Parikshit Maharaj, Priyavrata is getting in his life, that's entering into the Grihastha life, this kind of obstacle, because now he has to, he is now fully engaged in the devotional service, but all of a sudden entering into the Grihastha life. So this is the vigna, actually obstacle in his practicing of devotion. So How to understand? Devotees, they should not get. So then, so Sukadeva Goswami is saying that these are not because of, so satyam kala karmadi hetuko aso nasti. These are not the because of time and karma. These obstacles are not created by time or karma. Kintu antaraihi bhaktanam dividaha. Generally, obstacles for the devotees is two types. Mahad aparadha hetukaha. Next one is Bhagavad Ichcha hetukaha. Generally, obstacles we get in two ways. One is because of great Mahad aparadha hetuka. Because of the great offense, also we get the obstacles in our devotional life. That means Brahmachari is doing devotion and all of a sudden and entering into the Grihastha life is because of offense. Because of offense. Like Parishit, like the Bharata Maharaj. Because of offense. He is getting attachment. Attachment for woman. Wants to marry. Are Krishna is there, beautiful Krishna. Bhagavatam is there. And nicely. So service is there, devotees are there, leaving everything and selecting a woman and going behind her. Why? This obstacle or not for the devotion. Practicing devotion and all of a sudden this full-time devotee is best or Grihastha is best for doing devotion 24 hours if you want. Full-time. Full-time is in the dham, brahmachari. If you relieve from everything and do devotion nicely. 24 hours being engaged in the service, hearing, chanting, and doing parikrama, distributing knowledge. These are best. And living that, entering into the Grihastha life is obstacle. Why this is obstacle is coming? Because of aparadha. Mahad aparadha. Mahad aparadha means Vaishnava aparadha. Because of Vaishnava aparadha. It can come. Mahad aparadha hetukaha. Next. Or otherwise it is also possible. Bhagavad Ichcha hetukaha. It also may be because of due to Lord's will. Sometimes Lord also will give obstacles in your devotion. Tatra mahad aparadaha hi samuchita kashta bhogena chirakalataha eva tasyeva mahataha krupaya sadhyaha eva cha shamyati. Then how this offense towards the great devotees will be vanquished? Two ways. If you take up the appropriate pain and if you accept and you suffer that pain for long time, then one will relieved from the influence of that offense. Or otherwise, if you want to come out quickly, then to whom you offended, you should get his mercy. Mahataha krupaya. Sadhyaya. At that time, you will come out from that offense very quickly. So, sadhyaya shamati. Yatha, examples. That means who relieved from the offense after suffering. Who is the example for that? Dvivida. These are monkeys. In the Ramalila, they come, na? Dvivida, are they? Ramalila, yes. And who is the second example for second? That means Rahugana. Rahugana offended Jadabharat and Jadabharat forgave him. He gave mercy and immediately he relieved. These two examples. Next, Bhagavad Ichcha cha Swabhakta Sadachara Shikshanartha. Why Lord is giving obstacles? Because to teach his devotees, he gives this kind of obstacles. So if you see in your devotion, in nearby you, some devotees, some full-time devotees getting married, how you will think? He did offense, that's why he is getting married. That you will justify another way. This is Lord's desire. Maybe Lord is willing, that's why it's happening. What you will, how you will think? If you think that he did offense and that's why he is getting this desire, then you are also offending. आपका भी लाइन लग जाएगा. We should not offend actually. Many times we offend very heavily. Once the desire awaken in your heart, material desire, it will burn like anything. Like a bamboos. Once the fire is lit, that means in the summer season in the forest, the bamboos, because of the dry winds, they rub each other and fire is ignited. Then you see that dry leaves and dry stems, many are there, and whole forest within minutes, big fire like that. In devotee's heart, because of offense, once the desire for woman comes, and it will burn like anything actually. It will torture, and his intelligence will be completely vanished. He will never understand what is happening in his life. He will never think what is what. So very dangerous. Sab parda lag jayega. Because he cannot understand even if you say to him, hey, my dear, this is wrong. No, he cannot understand. And everything, that means Maya Devi come with the sari of devotee, Bhakti Devi. She's wearing outwardly Bhakti Devi. And he will see only sari, but he will never see inside. That means all the thoughts are simply coated with the bhakti. But in that, inside, the inner desire is sense gratification. And we are not able to understand this is devotion by seeing outwardly. Whatever thoughts you are getting by your mind, you think that it is all devotion, but there is a core, deep sense gratification for woman. This will be there. It's okay. Very few people are online. What happened? Okay. Very few people. How many they come every day? Like this only. ऐसे ही. अच्छा. चलिए. ठीक है. श्री गुरु ये सब नहीं आ रहा है. श्री गुरु प्रभु. अच्छा. जिसका 75 से कम है सबको कोर्स से सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा. क्या करें अभी. चलो. तो दिस इज द रीजन. नेक्स्ट, तदुत्त विघ्नस्तु. Why Lord gives the obstacles in devotion? Because to increase the love. Example, who is example for this? Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj is the example. Okay. You should write the question on this. So, what are the different reasons to have obstacles in our devotional path? Write the question. Sumati Visakha, they are not coming. Okay, what are the different reasons to have obstacles in the devotion? And give them examples for that. So 2 marks. Next, तत्र प्रियव्रतस्य अपराधाभावात् भगवदिच्छा निबंधन एव विघ्नः अयम्. Yeah. So Priyavrata's case, what is the reason? What is the reason for Priyavrata to have this kind of obstacle in his devotion? Next, write the question. Why Priyavrata has an obstacle of entering into Grihastha life in his devotional path? The reason is what? Of course, Priyavrata is not having any offense, but he entered into Grihastha life because of Lord's desire. That means Lord is desiring to have increased love in his case. Tatra gunabadhya api bhaktaihi kwapi mamata na kartavya iti. Gunabuddhya api bhaktaihi kwapi mamata na kartavya iti yata bharatasya. So mruga poshana pradarsanaya swabhaktaha bhagavataha shikshita. So also Lord is teaching with the example of Bharata Maharaj. Bharata Maharaj got the attraction towards the deer. So from this, what we are understanding, devotees should not, from this what we are understanding, devotees should not have attachment for the material objects based upon the modes. Materialistic attachment we should not have the on the material objects, towards the material objects. So if we have materialistic attachment, then one will fall down. That means his success is postponed. So this is taught by the incident of Bharata Maharaj. And in the case of Priyavrata, what we should learn? What is the learning lesson from the Priyavrata's case? Priyavrata didn't do any offense and is a nice devotee, practicing nicely devotion. And but someone is coming and telling to him to enter into Grihastha life. You should follow or not? You should follow. So someone means not simply an ordinary person, but some great devotee is coming and asking him to enter into the marriage life, but which is really an obstacle, which is not favor to the devotional life, because getting once again family, children, this automatically it is not so much useful for the bhakti. Bhakti anupayogini. It is not so useful for the bhakti, but some exalted devotee is coming and asking you to do that, which is not so useful for the devotion. Then you have to follow it or not? You have to follow. Bhaktaihi pratipalaniya eva. This lesson you learn from the Priyavrata. If some exalted devotee is coming and asking some activity which is not so useful for the devotion, but still you have to follow. This is a lesson we should learn from the Priyavrata's case. So Kartuga Brahma Agna Pratipalana Pradarshanya Sikshita iti gneyam. This is taught by the life of Priyavrata. Priyavrata followed Brahma's instructions. Brahmaji came to him and he asked him to enter into the Grihastha life. Priyavrata is thinking that it is not so useful for the devotional life. Yes, of course, general knowledge, everyone knows this. But still he entered into that because he respected the great devotees. That should be so a lesson we should learn from the Priyavrata. So now I want full question actually. Better have a full question on this. So how to make a full question on this? Okay, next, not full question. What are the lessons one should learn from the life of Bharata Maharaj and from the life of Priyavrata Maharaj? 2 marks. So what are the lessons? In the case of Bharata Maharaj, we are learning that devotee should not have attachment, material attachment for the objects. Yeah. And what is the lesson we learned from the Priyavrata Maharaj? So we should follow the exalted devotees' instruction. Of course, they are not so useful for the spiritual life. This is the second lesson. Next sloka. You see the same thing in the purport. यर्हि वावः राजन् स राजपुत्रः प्रियव्रतः परमभागवतो नारदस्य चरणोपसेवयाञ्जसावगतपरमार्थसत्तत्त्वो ब्रह्मसत्रेण दीक्ष्यमाणो अवनितलपरिपालनायाम्नाथ प्रवर गुणगणैकान्तभजनतया स्वपित्रोपामन्त्रितो भगवती वासुदेवे एव अव्यवधान समाधि योगेन समावेशित सकल कारक क्रियाकलापो नैवाभ्यनन्दत् यद्यपि तद अप्रत्याम्नातव्य तदधिकारणे आत्मनो अन्यस्माद् असतोपि पराभवम् अन्वीक्ष्यमाणः. ट्रांसलेशन भावग्राही प्रभु.
Hare Krishna.
Hmm.
Sukadeva Goswami continued, "My dear king, Prince Priyavata was a great devotee because he sought the lotus feet of Narada, his spiritual master, and thus achieved the highest perfection in transcendental knowledge. With advanced knowledge, he always engaged in discussing spiritual subjects and did not divert his attention to anything else. The prince's father then asked him to take charge of ruling the world. He tried to convince Priyavrata that this was his duty as indicated in the revealed scriptures. Prince Priyavrata, however, was continuously practicing Bhakti Yoga by constantly remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thus engaging all his senses in the service of the Lord. Therefore, although the order of his father could not be rejected, the prince did not welcome it. Thus, he very consensually raised the question of whether he might be diverted from the devotional service by accepting the responsibility of ruling over the world.
Yeah. Father asked Manu. Manu is the father of Swayambhu. Manu is the father of Priyavrata. So he was asking to come and take up this ruling of this world, but he is not. He's not ready. So प्रियव्रतस्य आत्मारामत्वम् औत्पत्तिकमेव श्री नारद कृपया परमं भागवतत्वं श्री ब्रह्माग्नेय गार्हस्थ्यमः यर्हि इत्यादि. Priyavrata by birth he is Atmaram, and Priyavrata became devotee because of Narada by the mercy. Priyavrata entered into Grihastha life by the order of Brahmaji. So that thing we are going to see in this. So when Priyavrata's father, that is, who is that father? Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu came and asked him to rule this entire world. Then what Priyavrata said? Priyavrata accepted that immediately? No, he didn't accept that. Then Brahmaji came from his abode. So Brahmaji came. Segram Anjasa Segram Satatvam Tatvam Brahmasatreena Atmadhyanena Dikshamanah Diksham Prapyan Atah Param Sachidananda Matram Tadvastu Tadeva Anubhavaniyam Natu Prakrutam Kimapi Sankalpya Niyamam Kartum Udyata Ityad. But now Priyavrata is about to take the full Diksha. Diksha. That means what kind of Diksha? From the next minute onwards after Diksha. So I will never think about or experience any materialistic pleasure. And I always meditate on Sachidananda Vigraha. So Atah Param Sachidanandam Matram. That means always I will meditate on, I will experience only the Sachidananda Vastu, not the material. This he is going to take the Sankalpa. So at that time, like someone like us, we are going to take the saffron. Taking saffron means what? Is full. Then after that, I'll never come back. Fully dedicated to only the Lord. So this is a commitment. So Priyavrata is about to commit. So on that moment, his father came. And he offered, hey, don't enter into this kind of diksha. Don't take this kind of vow. So please take up this kingdom. Then he rejected that. Because Priyavrata felt that it is not so useful for my devotional life. And because there is a separation with the Lord, entering into this. So he cannot always enter into the samadhi of the Lord. That means he wants to meditate on the Lord 24 hours. But now, because of these affairs, family affairs, there is a obstacles in that. So fully he cannot absorb in the Lord. So because of this reason, he cannot engage all the senses fully into the Lord. Because of this reason, he doesn't want to enter into the family life. But still, of course, he was requested by or ordered by his father. But still he rejected. So, but still rejected, and he didn't go to. He didn't. Na aham rajyam karomi. I don't want to rule this world. So like this, he replied to his father. So why? Because tad adhikarane, if he sit on the royal throne. So because in king means automatically there is involvement of anger, lust, so and so. These will be automatically coming in his heart. Some portion of lust, anger, all these are all involved in the sitting on the royal throne. And that's why he doesn't want to enter into this. These are the difficulties he is seeing. That means sakashat parabhavam paryalochan. So there is definitely a fall down or otherwise deterioration from the process of bhakti. So because of these reasons, he is not interested. Sri Narottama Das Thakur has sung. This only, no? Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Peche Keba. Without serving the lotus feet of pure Vaishnava or spiritual master, no one has ever attained perfect liberation from material bondage. Prince Priyavrata regularly served the lotus feet of Narada, and thus Prince perfectly understood transcendental subjects in the truth. The word Satatvaha means that Priyavrata knew all the facts about the spirit soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the relationship between the spirit soul and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he also knew all about his material world and relationship with the spirit soul and Supreme Lord within. When Priyavrata's father Swayambhu requested him to accept the responsibility of ruling this world, he didn't welcome the suggestion. This is a symptom of a great liberated devotee. Even though engaged in worldly affairs, he doesn't take pleasure in them, but remains always absorbed in the Lord's service. While serving the Lord, he deals externally with worldly affairs without being affected. For example, although he has no attraction for children, he cares for them and educates them to become devotees. Similarly, he speaks to his wife affection towards, but he is not attached to her. By rendering devotional service, a devotee acquires all the good qualities of the Supreme Lord. Lord Krishna had 16,000 wives of them, beautiful. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana. A devotee always thinks the Lord continuously. While chanting the Hare Krishna Mantra, the words Krishna and Hare immediately remind him. Yeah, these reasons are true. Whatever the Priyavrata is saying. So family life is a one kind of obstacle in the path of devotion. But there are so many great Vaishnavas, like Dhruva Maharaj is there. In the case of Dhruva Maharaj, he is doing that means he got the darshan of the Lord. After that, he did the pure devotional service or not. He married 36,000 years. He ruled the whole country. So he enjoyed all the pleasure in this material world, but still he did the pure devotional service or not. Then how it is possible? It's possible actually. So that's the devotees are, there's people are three types: Swanishta, Parinishta, and Nirapeksha. Swanishta means so who are desiring the result of the karma and also do the devotional service. This is Swanishtita Bhaktas. Who are those? Karma Mishra Bhaktas. Parinishtita Bhaktas means devotees who are doing the Ananya Bhakti, but only to set example they are doing the karma, Varnashrama duties. They are known as Parinishtita Bhaktas. Nirapekshakas means who left over all the Varnashrama duties and responsibilities. They don't want to set an example to the materialistic people. They always doing the Ananya Bhakti. There are Nirapekshakaha. So like these devotees are three types. So that means whoever in the family life who is doing the 24 hours devotion, they are known as Parinishtita Bhaktas. To set example, they are doing their activities. They are not attached to anything. Next, okay. Next sloka. Ataha Bhagavan Adideva Yetasya Gunavisargasya Paribrahmananudhyana Vyavasita Sakala Jagad Abhipraya Atmayonir Akila Negama Nijagana Pariveshtitaha Swabhavanat Avatatara. Vipin Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Just now I came, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. I'll continue. Sorry.
Radha Gordhan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami continued. The first created being and most powerful demigod in this universe is Lord Brahma, who is always responsible for developing universal affairs. Born directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he dedicates his activities to the welfare of the entire universe, for he knows the purpose of the universal creation.
Yeah. So his father asked to take up this kingdom, but he is not ready. He rejected that. Then who came? Brahmaji came. Ataha tatas. So Brahmaji does his responsibility, expanding secondary creation. Visarga is the duty of Brahmaji. So if someone is not marrying and not producing the children, then how the society will be expanded? There are so many jivas are waiting to have the appropriate parents, and they want to get relief from their karma by enjoying that. So for that they need someone as a parents. So that's why this situation is good, not is need. That means Brahmaji needs the expansion. So now, that's why Brahmaji immediately came there. He came there, and he came with alone. No, he came along with his troop actually. With the group of devotees he came. Along with whom? Along with his Marichadibhi, and also Vedas, personification of Vedas, and also Marichi and so are all of those also accompanied Brahmaji. Like example, king can know the heart of the other. That means this emperor is there. So there are so many small kingdoms are there under him. So those kings' heart, how this emperor will know? By the Gudachari, Charas, spies, Charaihi. So same way, Brahmaji is also accompanied with the Vedas, personification of Vedas and Marichi the Rishis, because he is going to instruct Priyavrata to enter into the marriage life, into the Gruhastha life. And what about others' opinion for this? So what others are thinking? Because, and also his duty is, he has to increase the expansion of, and expand the progeny. That is also his duty. With that Sakala Jagat Abhiprayam, this is the opinion of entire society. So that's why if he wants to know opinion of entire society through these Vedas and also through these Rishis. So that's why Brahmaji is accompanied with all of this. And also whatever Brahmaji is going to teach, that has to be approved by someone. So that's why he needs someone as a Sakshi, as evidence. Who are the evidence? Personification of Vedas are the evidence. Maricha, the Rishis are the evidence. So that's why he brought all of these people along with him. Priyavrata from the childhood, actually, he is very much detached person. He left his home out of detachment and he entered into the forest. And he was staying there in that forest. So, by seeing this, Swayambhu Manu, what he did? That means Uttanapada actually a younger son actually. Priyavrata is elder son. Elder son left home and he went to forest, because from the childhood, Outpadika, that means by birth he is Atmaram, Priyavrata. He doesn't have any attachment. And he went to forest. Then what that Manu did, Swayambhu Manu, so chalo, chota beta hi hai. So younger son is there and he gave kingdom to him. He made him as a king. Okay, Uttanapad. You all know Uttanapad's son. Who is Uttanapad's son? Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva's son? Utkal. Utkal's son? No, after that someone will come next. Anga, next Vena, next Prutu, next. Pracheta's son is Daksha. So like this Uttanapada's dynasty, we all know. So younger son, he got married. Okay. And he was ruling, and his sons and his sons' sons. So like this. So they ruled Swayambhu Manus. So in that Manvantara, half of the time, Uttanapadas, so dynasty ruled. After that, Pracheta's son Daksha, so what he left, he didn't continue of ruling the country, and he went to forest and he started meditating to get the opulence. Then what happened? There is no king, like in the case of Vena, in the case of Anga. Without king, what will happen? There is Arajakata. That means thieves will be stealing, rogues will be stealing or cheating. This is expanded so much. Then Swayambhu Manu is very much worried. What should I do now? There is no right king. This Daksha, all of a sudden left. That means Swayambhu Manu is still alive. His sons there. So ruling, but still is alive. And he got worried. And next, then he remembered, Arey, I have my elder son. Let me go and ask him, Priyavrata, to get married. That means half of Manvantara is over. Then Then Manu went and asked him. So Manu very much worried about the Arajakata. But he was not able to bring back him. Then Brahmaji saw, because now there is no proper king, then that whole creation will be stopped. Because rocks and thieves, they will eat away all others and finish. Then Brahmaji's creation will be stopped. Imbalance it is. Imbalance will be there. Then Brahmaji also ran from his abode. And he came. And he tried to, that means he convinced the Privrata in coming slokas. So that's why from this you should understand. Then when the Daksha came back, this Prachetas son Daksha, in the 6th Manvantara, Chakshish Manvantara. Daksha and Daksha's son is Diti, Aditi, all, and the Hiranyakashipu. Those are all coming in the 6th Manvantara. Chakshish Manvantara. You all know this. So that means, what about then next Manvantara? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all these Manvantaras, all the kings are, so belong to whom? Privrata only. Privrata sons, like that. The all Privrata dynasty ruled the half of Swayambhu Manvantara and 2nd Manvantara, 3rd Manvantara, 4th Manvantara, 5th Manvantara. And when Chakshu Manvantara came, then Daksha came back. And then once again his Manvantara starts. Then by the end of 6th Manvantara, so Swayambhu Manu's dynasties are finished. From the 7th Manvantara, who is coming? 7th Manvantara is ours. Who is? Vaivasat Manu. Vaivasat Manu. So this is going to happen actually. So who is the 2nd Manu? 2nd Manu is, that's in the 8th canto, it is there. If you want, you can see there. Also, it is also given in this commentary. So 7th Manu is, 2nd Manu is Swarochisha. Swarochisha. And 3rd Manu? Uttama. 4th Manu? Tamasa. 5th Manu? Raivata. Yeah. So like this, we have 5 Manus, and 6th Manu is Chakshish. Then in the Chakshish Manu, the Daksha comes back, and you'll be seeing that story in the 6th canto. Ending. Daksha story will be coming back. Yeah. This is going to happen. So that's a Prayavrataha. That means 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. All these Prayavrataha. Okay. Write the question. Question बनाओ, इसमें अच्छा लगता है. क्वेश्चन बनेगा नहीं बनेगा? कैसा बनाए? Why Swayambhu Manu? Requested Privrata to enter into Grihastha life. And next, so Is Manvantaras, huh? Okay. Who is ruling? So that question is 2 marks. And second question is, so who ruled, or who, otherwise, whose sons, whose son, whose dynasty ruled which Manvantara? Okay. Brahmaji came. This is a little story what happened in the Priyavrata's case. Next. So in this purport, Prabhupada is saying Atma Yoni. Brahmaji is Atma Yoni. Because he is a self-born. Brahmaji's duty is what? How to improve the situation of the conditioned souls who have come to material to enjoy material activities. That is the duty of the Brahmaji. Second paragraph, Vedic knowledge divided into 2 parts, Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. Nivritti Marga is the path of negating sense enjoyment, and Pravritti Marga is the path by which the living entities are given a chance to enjoy. And at the same time are directed in such a way they can Prabhupada is also writing same thing from the commentary in this paragraph. You can see that. So Brahmaji came from his own about Swabhavanat. That is being explained in this. Okay, next. Satatra tatra gaganatala udupatiriva ivima navalabhir anupata mamara parivrudairabi pujyamana patipati cha varuthashah siddha gandharva sadhya charana muniganair upagiya mano gandhamadana dronim avabhasayan upasasarpa. Upasasarpa. Will read. Yes.
As Lord Brahma descended on his chariot, the great swan, all the residents of the planets named Siddhaloka, Gandharva Loka, Sadhya Loka, and Charan Loka, as well as great sages and demigods, flying in their different airplanes, assembled within the canopy of the sky to receive Lord Brahma and worship him. As he received respect and adoration from the residents of the various planets, Lord Brahma appeared just like the full moon surrounded by illuminating stars. Lord Brahma's great swan then arrived at the border of Gandhamadana hill and approached Prince Priyavrata, who was sitting there.
Yeah. While Brahmaji is coming from that, he is about to this earth planet. How that means that opulences, that means how he was received by the various the demigods is being explained here. Saha Brahma Parivrudaihi Mukkaihi Kidrishaihi Vimananam Abaliri Yesham Taihi. That is being explained here in this. When he is coming to this earth planet, how he was received. Next, Tatra Hava Enam Dehavarshir Hamsayane Napitaram Bhagavantam Hiranyagarbham Upalabhaya Upalabhamanaha Sahasaivotta Uttaya Arhanena Saha Pita Putrabhyam Avhitanjil Upatasthe. What is that? Sarvamangalmayi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ah.
Lord Brahma, the father of Narad Muni, is the supreme person within this universe. As soon as Narada saw the great swan, he could understand that Lord Brahma had arrived. Therefore, he immediately stood up, along with Swayambhu Manu and his son Priyavrata, whom Narada was instructing. Then they folded their hands and began to worship Lord Brahma with great respect.
So what is happening in the scene? So here, Priyavrata is about to take vow so that he will never come back to any material pleasure. So then his father immediately entered there and he stopped and he offered the kingdom to him. But he didn't accept. Then Brahmaji came there. So that means in that place, that is, it is happening in the Narad's ashram. Maybe you can say in the forest where there is a Narad's place is there. By seeing this, Brahmaji being there, first of all, Narada stood up, and also both father and son, Priyavrata and Manu, they also stood up and worshipped the Brahmaji. Now you can make a story of this. Huh? Priyavrata story. Okay, we'll see the question on that. Hamsayanopalakshanena Pita Putrabhyam Muni Priyavrataabhyam. So commentary is not there, na? Time चले जा रहा. So Narada saw, oh, my father came. So he immediately felt like that. All of a sudden he saw Brahmaji there. Then he's telling to that both Swayambhu Manu and this Priyavrata. So he stood up. And also both, they also stood up. Manu or Priyavrata. And with folded hands. Actually, Manu is also, he is also father for Manu. And Priyavrata is the grandson. So with folded hands, with the due respects, they stood up. So actually at that time, what is happening? Priyavrata, that means Narada is instructing Priyavrata in Mandara Droni. Narada is instructing, that is, he is going to give a diksha. But his father went there to not to get the Diksha and stay there. Once if you take Diksha, he cannot come back. Na? So that's it. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Nibodata tedam mritam bravimi Umasuyutam devamarhasya prameyam Vayam bhavaste tatayesha maharshir Vahama sarve vivasha yasya dishtam. Lord Brahma, the Supreme Person within this universe, said, My dear Priyavrata, kindly hear attentively what I shall say to you. Don't be jealous of the Supreme Lord, who is beyond our experimental measurements. All of us, including Lord Shiva, your father, and the great sage Maharshi Narada, must carry out the order of the Supreme. We cannot deviate from his order. Are one sloka is missing, na? Boli nahi rahe. 10th sloka is missing. I only reminding. सब लोग सो रहे हैं एक्चुअली. बोल ही नहीं रहे तो क्या करें. श्लोक मिस करने से भी बोल नहीं रहे तो. भगवान अपि भारत तद उपनीतार्हणः सूक्तवाकेन तितराम उदित गुणगण अवतार सुजयः प्रियव्रताम आदि पुरुषः तम सदयाः स अवलोक इति होवाच. रविंद्र चैतन्य प्रभु ट्रांसलेशन. नहीं है ना? है नहीं. नित्य मुकुंद प्रभु. ये भी नहीं. और रंगमय कृष्ण प्रभु. रंगमय. ओ रंगमय कृष्ण प्रभु. यस. माइक है या नहीं आपके पास?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
हाँ पढ़िए.
हाँ वो 10th. My dear King Parikshit, because Lord Brahma had finally descended from Satyalok to Bhuloko, Narad Muni, Princess Priyabrata and Swayambhu Manu came forward to offer him objects of worship and to praise him in highly qualified language. According to Vedic etiquette, at the time Lord Brahma, the original person of this universe, felt compassion for Priyabrata and looking upon him with a smiling face, spoke to him as follows.
So now actually, so Brahmaji came there. Which place? Mandaradroni. That is a place. So Narada is giving teachings to Priyavrat. He came there and Brahmaji started speaking. So he is going to Sujayaha Priyavratam Adi Purushahatam Sadahayavaloka iti hovacha. Sadaya Hasavaloka. Sadaya Hasavaloka means with compassion also. Sadaya Hasa Avaloka. Daya bhi hai aur smiling bhi hai. Is having compassion. That means Brahmaji is seeing him, Priyavrata with compassion, also laughing. Why he is laughing and why he is showing compassion? You have to answer this in the next coming slokas. Why Brahmaji is laughing and why? Yeah. Therefore, unless Lord Brahma personally went to Gandhamadana hill to request Priyavrata, Lord Brahma knew the Prince Priyavrata would not accept his father's order. Brahma's purpose was to break Priyavrata's determination. Therefore, Brahma first looked upon Priyavrata with compassion. His smile and compassionate features also indicate that although Brahma would request Priyavrata to accept household life, Priyavrata would not be out of touch with devotional service. By the blessings of Vaishnava, everything is possible. This is described in the Bhakti Rasam Sindhu as Kripas, or perfection attained simply by blessings of superior person. One usually becomes liberated and perfect by executing the regulative principles set down in the Shastra. Nonetheless, many persons have achieved perfection simply by the blessings of spiritual master or superior. Priyavrata was a grandson of Lord Brahma, and as joking competition sometimes takes place between the grandson and grandfather. In this case, also Priyavrata was determined to remain in meditation, whereas Brahma was determined that he rule the universe. Thus, Lord Brahma's affectionate smile and glance meant, "My dear Priyavrata, you have decided not to accept household life, but I have decided to convince you that you must accept it." Actually, Brahma had come to praise Priyavrata for his high standard of renunciation, austerity, penance, and devotion, so that he would not be deviated from devotional service, even though he would accept household life. So Narada is, yeah. अस्य अभिवांछित भक्ति ज्ञान वैराग्याणाम अहमेव प्रतिबंधः अभूवम् तद्गार्ह्यस्ते अपि अस्य भक्तिर्वर्धते वर्धताम् एव इत्य आशीर्व्यंजकः सदयावलोकः aham. Actually, so we have to discuss about this. That means glancing. Brahmaji is glancing Priyavrata with smile and also with compassion. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this glancing of smiling and also with compassion? So here it is said that actually Priyavrata is thinking that entering into Grihastha life is obstacle for the devotion. That's why I don't want to enter. This is the mental setup of Priyavrata. So there is no improvement in the bhakti. But Brahmaji is thinking that yes, there will be improvement. So your bhakti will be improved by my blessings. So this whatever the glances he put on the Priyavrata along with the daya, sadhaya avalokaha. So that is nothing but compassion. Brahmaji is showing compassion on Priyavrata. So to increase his devotion, even entering into the Grihastha life. So this is indicated. So glances with daya indicates what? So Brahmaji's blessings for increasing of bhakti of Priyavrata, even after entering into the Grihastha life. Okay. Next, what is meaning? Another thing, glancing with smile. Sahasavalokaha. So write the question. Glance, Brahma's glances with compassion indicates what? Or what is indicated by the Brahma's glances on Priyavrata? Brahma's glances with compassion on Priyavrata. Okay. Next, what is indicated by Brahmaji's glances with smile. Aham Rajyam Nakar. That means Priyavrata is thinking that he is determined that I will not take up the kingdom. And Brahmaji is, I will make you to enter into Grihastha life and take up the kingdom. This is my determination. Then who will win? Let us see. So with that competition mood, he was laughing. This is the meaning of laughing. 1-1. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Then there is now Brahmaji is going to convince him. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Nibodatatedam amrutam bravimi. Masuitum devamarhasya prameyam. Vayam bhavaste tatayesha maharshir. Vahama sarve vivashayasya dishtam. Who will Yashoda Kirti Mataji? You have English edition or not?
Sorry, Prabhu, can I read in Hindi?
Hindi you should not. You can
Okay,
read yours.
Prabhuji. Okay. From tomorrow, Prabhuji, I will keep English edition also. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Where is the mic? Read.
Hare Krishna. The Lord Brahma, the supreme person within this universe, said, "My dear Priyabrata, kindly hear attentively what I shall say to you. Do not be jealous to the Supreme Lord, who is beyond your experimental measurements. All of us, including Lord Shiva, your father, and the great sages Maharshi Narada, must carry out the order of the Supreme. We cannot deviate from his order."
So how to convince? Someone is very much fixed in the devotion. Now you want to make him to enter into Grihastha life. How you will convince him to enter into Grihastha life? Who is fixed in? First, what you will say? What reasons you will give? It's her duty. Wow. Acha beta. Your ticket is confirmed, but still you go for marriage. What to do? So here, okay, some story is there actually. Both actually very juicy way it is explained by our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Brahmaji is thinking like this. You are already in the Nivritti Marga. Priyavrata is already in Nivritti. He left everything. From the childhood he left, He left everything. And now Brahmaji is coming and is asking him to enter into Pravritti. Pravritti Marga. Generally it is a demotion. It's not promotion actually. So, hey Priyavrat. So by hearing my sentence, so which engages you in the pravritti, that means in the dharma or the kama. So don't get unnecessarily jealousy on me. That means by thinking it is what is this old man is coming and engaging me in the material activities. So thinking like that, don't get any jealous on me. Ma asuyam, ma krutaha boho priyavrata. And Brahmaji is saying that I am instructing you in this Grihastha life So by the order of your master only. Your master, who is that Vasudeva Krishna? Krishna. And that Krishna instructed me to engage you in Grihastha life. He's saying that. It's order of the Lord. So you hear carefully, with your intelligence, you analyze it and understand. I am not your enemy, my dear friend. Pota hai na, Pota, grandson. Choto Babu, I am not your enemy. And I don't give any pain to you. So giving pain to you is not my intention. Your master only told, yeah. So you should, this is a fact actually. And I am not lying. Your master only instructing me to instruct you to enter into Grihastha life. So like your father, so I am not baseless or evidenceless. Your father may be asking you just to, hey, come on, join with me to rule this kingdom. But I came with proofs. You should enter into the Grihastha life, and I have proofs. Vedas are with me, personified Vedas, Marichya, Rishis. So these are all proof for me. So that means whatever I am saying, so that is proved by all these Vedas. So that's why don't take it as it's just a lie. And next he is saying that even Lord Shiva and your Gurudev, Narad. So your Gurudev, Narad, all these, we are all so following his order only. And you also should follow his order. Whose order? The Supreme Lord's order. We are all following the order of your Supreme Lord. You also should follow your Supreme Lord's order. So that's why that Supreme Lord, to whom whatever the order he gives, they has to follow that. So by his order only, I am engaging you to rule this kingdom. It is not by my whimsical decision. So how it is his order, he is going to prove in the coming slokas. That he will do. So beta, isliye don't worry about this. So then Privrata may think, whom I am worshipping 24 hours, and that my Lord is engaging me in this material life, materialistic ocean. So like that, you should not see some dosha in him, my dear. He's saying this also. My Lord, so that Brahmaji is so tactfully saying, hey, don't think that your Lord is misguiding you. Don't see any defect in him. So you might be thinking that you are he is engaging you in the materialist life. Don't see like that. Don't get any jealous for this. Because, hey, you cannot understand his activities, you know. Aprameyam. Brahmaji is saying, you cannot understand. You cannot measure his activities. So he can engage someone in materialistic life and he can immediately relieve him also. He can engage someone in samsara and he can take out from that samsara immediately, and he can put someone in the forest, but still he will be getting attachment for materialistic pleasure. So that means if he wants whatever he can do. So that's why don't see any dosha or any fault in the Lord. That means what is Brahmaji's intention? Even if he engages you in Grihastha life, if he wants, he can take you quickly out. Even if Lord doesn't want, you are in the forest, and if you years and years and life after life you are doing tapasya, he will never take you. So that's why Lord's abilities you cannot measure. Is very powerful. Like that he is saying. Okay. You should write a question in this. How Brahmaji convinced Priyavrata to enter into Grihastha life? Write the question. How Brahmaji convinced Priyavrata to enter into Grihastha life in dialogue form. And also appropriately quote the words from slokas to write those dialogues. If you make your own dialogue, then it is covering this word of the sloka. Like last, what that means, Lord, hey, Privrat, you cannot estimate the Lord's Leela. If he wants, he can do anything. That is aprame. Okay. This will decide marks. So Brahmaji is, whatever he is instructing, with the permission of Lord only he is doing. न तस्य कश्चित् तपसा विद्यया वा न योगवीर्येण मनीषया वा नैवार्धधर्मै परतस्वतो वा कृतं विहन्तुं तनुभृद्विभूयात्. In purport, actually, these things are simply repeated from the commentary. So that's why commentary we discussed, so purport is almost all covered. One cannot avoid the order of Supreme Personality of Godhead, not by the strength of severe austerities, an exalted Vedic education, or the power of mystic yoga, philosophical prowess, or intellectual activities, nor can one use his power of religion, his material opulence, or any other means, either by himself or with the help of others, to defy the order of the Supreme Lord. That is not possible for any living being, from Brahma down to the ant. So then after that, what he is saying, Brahmaji is further continuing. So Priyavrat, don't be stubborn. So and don't be stubborn for your opinion. And also don't use your so-called intelligence to defeat my words. Buddhi unka paas bhi rahega na. He is also having some knowledge. So he can say so many things. Priyavrata can say so many things. But before saying itself, Brahmaji is breaking. He's applying brakes. So to establish your ideas, don't exhibit your knowledge now. Brahmaji is saying, nah, no need of that. We know already everything. Why? Tasya krutam tena nirmitam tapadibihi vihantum anyatha kartum tanabrut jivaha na vibhuyat, means na prabhavet. One cannot avoid the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Point is, he is saying that tapadibihi na tasya kaschit tapasa vidyayava na yoga viryena manishayava naiva artha dharmaihi paratah swatava krutam vihantum tanubrut vibhuyat. So, by using your knowledge and austerities, you cannot counteract the orders of the Lord. Because Lord is giving the order already to you to go for marriage. And by the austerities and by your knowledge, you cannot counteract that. Okay. Then Priyavrata is saying, Acha, that means I should follow your order. Finally, I should not argue on this. That is only the point he is saying. Acha, I should not argue. Okay. Brahmaji is saying that don't argue. Whatever I said, that is nothing but the order of the Lord, and you follow it. Acha. You are saying to, then Priyavrata is saying like that. Acha, you are saying me to go for marriage, but my Gurudev is there. My Gurudev Narada Muni. Gurudev is asking me to stay in the forest and be in renounced life. That is also order of the Lord. I will follow that also then. Gurudev's instruction is also order of the Lord only. Na? So the Brahmaji क्या बोल रहे हैं? And then what Brahmaji is saying? So what should I do then? Then Priyavrata said, what should I do? That is also order. So then buddhi balena mam parameshwaram vijigishasva. A murk. You ask me, I will give solution for both. Brahmaji is saying. You ask me, Vijigishasva. Acha. Then what Brahmaji is saying? You can follow both. You can follow both. No need to violate anyone's order. How it is? You accept both as the orders of the Lord. You accept the kingdom, and while ruling that kingdom, completely be detached and always think Krishna. So your Guru's order also is followed, and my order also is followed. He said like that. You want, what do you want? You want to be detached from all the material objects. What is there actually? You are already from the childhood, you are doing that. So then enter into growth life also. Do all the activities, but without attachment. Then that means you are parivrajika. You are a renounced person. So by that, my instruction, that means that is also Lord's instruction only. Through me, whatever is coming, that is also followed. And your Guru's order also is followed. Like that he said. And don't get entangled actually in the kingdom. So pratimurti kalpanena rajyam chikeshas. Napi imam vipadam bahudharmaihi. Balavad ashrayenava swabahulyen. Okay. Next. So in the purport, in the Garga Upanishad, Garga Muni says to his wife, Etasyava Aksharasya Prasange. Okay. My dear Gargi, everything is under the control of the Supreme Personality of God. Even the sun, the moon, the other controllers and demigods like the Lord Brahma and King Indra and all are his control. An ordinary human being or animal who has accepted the material body cannot go beyond the jurisdiction to the Supreme Personality of God. Actually, tell me, if everyone says any orders and you have to follow that? No. Privrata's life is example for what? From the Privrata's, what lesson we should learn? Even something is against to the devotion, or it's not so useful to the devotion. So, but that is given by superiors, you have to follow that. That's the point. So, since Brahmaji, who is the devotee of the Lord, he came and he is requesting. In our case, so a great saint is coming and telling to you, go for marriage, then you should. Otherwise, no. Because he is giving the daya also, krupa also with that. Brahmaji, what? He also gave the krupa to Privrata or not? Sa daya hasavalokaha. Analyze many points in this. Chalo. Bhavaya nashaya cha karma kartum shohaya mohaya sada bhayaya sukhaya dukkhaya cha deha yogam avyaktadishtam janatanga datte. Radha Gordhan Prabhu.
My dear Privat, by the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all living entities accept different types of bodies for birth and death, activity, lamentation, illusion, fear of future dangers, and happiness and distress.
Yes. Further, Brahmaji is saying, hey, Privrat, why you are lamenting so much? Don't lament. All these living entities who are having the body, they are all controlled by the Lord. What are good and bad? So, by their own desire or by others' desire, they are all bearing good and bad by their own desire or because of their others' desire, they are always bearing. Because they are all controlled by the Lord. This Jivatma, he is saying, so is getting again and again birth and death. That means getting newer and newer bodies. Bhavanasho punah punah janma mrityu tadadyardham janata means jiva samuha avyakta ishwarena dishtam datte yogayo sada datte. Jivatma is getting again and again body for the purpose of what? To destroy his karma. Otherwise, if it is not given body, then what? It cannot destroy its karma. Then who is giving this body? Lord is giving. But actually we say that body is, whatever material body we get, that is because of karma. By our own karma we are getting, but you are saying it is given by the Lord. What is this? Both are not looking fair actually. So that's why even that means it is earned by our own karma, but it is given by whom? By the Lord only. By the order of the Lord only one will get. So example is given. The king is there. Someone is doing the good or bad. If someone is doing the good, then king will praise him. Someone does the bad, then he will punish. So punishment or the praise, both we are getting because of our own deeds. But those are all sanctioned by whom? King. Without king's sanction, people will not get. If king wants, he can change also. That much ability is having. That is the speciality of the king. Even Lord, even you did the bad karma, but if king wants, the Lord wants, he can change the destiny also. So that's why everything is in the control of Lord. So whatever is given by the Lord, you accept it and bear it. Okay. You accept it and bear it. And one more point, what he said in the previously. So he is saying that this you don't argue with me because it is order of the Lord. He said that. And also he said, you accept both so that both orders are followed. Accept this as the order of the Lord and go further. Next, Prabhupada is writing purport on this. Prakrute Kriyamanani and so and so. So all these things are sanctioned by the Lord. Yadvachitantyam gunakarma damabi sudustarairvatsavayam suyojita sarve vahamo balimishwaraya prota nasivadipade chatushpada. Bhavgrahi Prabhu.
My dear boy, all of us are bounded by the Vedic injunctions to the divisions of Varnashrama according to our qualities and work. These divisions are difficult to avoid because they are scientifically arranged. We must therefore carry out our duties of Varnashrama Dharma like bulls obliged to move according to the directions of your driver, pulling on ropes knotted to their noses.
So you see, whatever body we are getting, of course, we are earning our body by our own karma, but actually it is not simply because of our karma, but it is given by Lord. That means getting the body is in the hands of the Lord, and also that means in others' hand, not in my hand, our hand. Same way, in doing activities also, whose control is there? Others' control only is there. Getting body, and also after that getting body, so whatever you are doing, so that is also that doing of other activities also in the control of the others. How that means our activities also in the hands of others. Hey Prabhu, whatever I am doing by my own. No, you are all doing the activities because of influence of modes. Modes are making you to do activities. Now you are feeling to go to ice cream parlor because summer temperature is increased, your desire this increased. You are in the influence of the desire, Rajoguna, and you are doing that activity of eating ice cream. Evening time you are going to the park because so that's pleasing air, because you are influence of mode of goodness and you are going there. All the activities are impelled by the modes. Getting body is also in the control of others. Doing activities also are there in the control of others. Oh my dear Privrat, so that's why whatever the activities are given by others means modes, those you do for the pleasure of Lord. So to please the Lord, you do that. Example is given. Like a bull. Bull can go anywhere, any direction? No. In bull nose, there is a one rope is tied. And they will be holding the reins to, so one rope is going inside the nose, and they will be tying a rope here and they are pulling that. If they want to go this side, they will pull like this, then they go that. This side, then they will go like this. Similarly, we are all controlled by the ropes of three modes and do those activities for the pleasure of the Lord. This is good. So that means bull, four-legged bull is working for the two-legged man. Similarly, we should work for Lord. So bull is having full independence to go here and there, but bull is controlled by the human being and he's putting a load on it and he's taking a rod and he's beating and getting whatever. So that's why Lord is controlling all the human beings by the ropes of modes, and we should finally work for him and give everything for him. This is another point actually. He's convincing like this. So that's why you also get married and work for the pleasure of the Lord. So then Then you may say, why I have to get married? I am already so out of the Jivan Mukta, Atmaram. Then next sloka is coming. Isha visrishtam hyavarundyam mahenga dukkam sukam va guna karma sangat astaya tattat yadyantanathas chakshushmatandha yavaniyamana. Upamay.
My dear Prabhupada, according to our association with different moods of material nature, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives us our specific bodies and the happiness and distress we accept. One must therefore remain situated as he is and be conducted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead exactly as a blind man is led by a person who has eyes with which to see.
Body is given by others. Activities are also dictated by others. After that, result of that activity is also dictated by others. You don't have any independence. Whatever Lord desires to give to you, even you do so much, whatever Lord's desire, that only you will get. So you get that only, whatever the Lord desires. Then you may think that, oh, whatever Lord desires, that only he will give. Then he may do the partiality. No, he doesn't have any defect of partiality in him. How? So all the activities are because of the modes. Because of the influence of the modes, we are doing the activities, and also we are having the attachment on those. So based upon our attachments, he will be giving the results. He will be giving the results. So that means by the influence of the modes, we will be doing the sometimes good and bad, and based upon that, he will be giving the results. He is only the giving the results, but we are influenced by his modes, and then we may do good and bad based upon that. So he will be giving the different results. Like example is given here. Like example is given. Like you see, let us arise this from our attachment to the actions connected to the gunas. Among all oxen, so you see here the point is, we are dependent even in enjoying the results of karma. O Priyavrata, we receive happiness and distress as given by the Lord, but this is not some fault in the Lord. It arises from our attachment to actions connected to the gunas. Among all oxen, which are equal as far as common characteristics are concerned, according to the amount of good and bad actions, their masters give them rice with milk. So there are some bulls are there. Bulls all are looking same. In the nature, if you see, almost all same. But still they have these subtle differences being influenced by the modes. And that's why their activities. Some bulls, they are very humble and they follow the master. Some bulls are very rebel. And some bulls are in medium. So based upon their different natures, his master will be giving the different treatment. Some bulls, he is giving the good food. Like example, the master gives them rice with milk and ghee and puts them in the best stables. Or for some bulls, he may give rough chickpeas and dal. Or otherwise, some grass or corn. And some bulls he may give, he may keep those bulls in the outside mud and in the sun without food, and he may beat them and scold them and feed them with the straw and leaves. So in whatever manner should we accept these results? Whatever the master gives, a good or bad results, only according to our good and, so that's why master will give good and bad results based upon our activities. So there is no fault in the master. So we should accept whatever master gives with faith. Okay. So that's why one should see good only in the Lord. For example, a blind man is there, and a man with proper vision is there. Blind man is going towards a shadow because that's a very hot summer, and he's walking in the shadow. And another man who is able to see, he is pulling that man from that shadow into the hot summer. Then blind man think that, oh, he is pulling me from the shadow, pulling me out from the shadow. He may get anger. But why that eye man, the man who is having eyes, why he is pulling? Because further in that path there are big thorns. And to save him, he pulled. And blind man is thinking that, so this person, he made me to, he took me out from the shadow. So that's why here the point is, in the Lord there is no fault. Based upon our various activities, he will be giving the results. So we should not say. So that's why whatever he gives, we should accept it and follow it. And don't blame him. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll see you tomorrow. The questions? Yes. बहुत कुछ, बाप रे, बहुत स्लो है. चलो कल कर देंगे.
प्रभु जी.
Yes, Prabhu.
There is narration there. Brahmaji convincing to Kumaras to get married. There Kumara didn't get married, didn't accepted the proposal.
Yeah.
I'd also that was glorified. Just like and it is said for just like these things one can avoid the instruction of a spiritual master, not to get married in this if it's there. So in that that is one contest, and there is another contest here. Same Brahma is, as per my knowledge, is coming and he is giving so many reasons. So he could have given reasons to the Kumaras also. Don't be envy. That this is we all of us are bound by other things and cooperate and do these things. So how to see two things in the context? How to see?
Yeah, Kumara's case actually he asked and then he got angry by that instruction. 3rd canto, 12th chapter discussed. So they were rejected and they went.
Also rejected could have.
Yes. Yeah, Privrata also could have rejected, otherwise Kumara also could have married. Both are possible. So Kumaras rejected and they didn't get any problem also from that. After that, Brahmaji also became happy. Okay, they are so determined in this. Okay, fine. Because he is also a spiritual man and he understood. And that is also true. And even Privrata also accepted Grihastha life, but still he is detached only. He didn't have any attachment for the family affairs. And he's like an unmarried person only. So having marriage without attachment is equal to the, is like a forest life. It is also true. So ultimately Kumaras and Priyavrata all are fully Krishna conscious, are fully detached both. So that's why both did same thing in that way. No difference. Both followed the, that means detachment from the material objects. So that's why there is no contradiction. Okay, another question. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Revise everything and try to come once again. My throat is very paining.